Hi everyone, I'm really excited to share my review of the Butterfly iQ3. I have used Butterfly for a number of years on a very busy OB service. I started with a Butterfly iQ, I made the switch to iQ Plus, and finally got my hands on a Butterfly iQ3. It's been really fun using it on rounds. I would say the first thing I noticed is just the difference in size. I think a lot of people have commented on this. You can see the size of iQ3 and then compared to my iQ Plus. iQ3 just fits a little bit better in my hand. It also fits better in my pocket. So in terms of just the profile of the probe, I really appreciate this update. I think the biggest change is the image quality. When I made the change from the iQ to iQ Plus, I noticed an image improvement, but it was not as significant as I'm seeing now. The image quality for the iQ3 is pretty substantial when compared to the iQ and the iQ Plus. And so I think based on image quality alone, making the switch makes a ton of sense. For me, I really appreciate the image quality because I love to teach on rounds, and the better image quality makes it a lot easier for my learners to appreciate the imaging findings that I'm trying to show them on rounds, and also makes it easier for them to replicate it when they're scanning, because with the higher image quality, it's easier to obtain the views that you need and to appreciate the landmarks that we're trying to pick up when scanning patients. I also want to highlight something that I feel like I haven't heard really in reviews, which is the charging situation. So, I work in a really busy hospital. I don't have an office. I don't have a designated desk. It's all shared workspace and computer space, and I think that's very common in medicine. So the iQ Plus has a charging plate, you may remember this, and it requires a lot of real estate for charging. So if you're using a shared desk, like I need enough space to have this lie completely flat, and then I need space for the probe to lie on top of it, and you can't bump it because you can dislodge it and it won't actually charge. So then you pick up your probe, you think it's fully charged, and then you're really sad when you realize someone nudged it, it wasn't actually charging. Versus the iQ3, you'll notice on the back it has these two indentations, and the charger looks like this, and it has a magnetic feature, and it just clicks on. So the profile in terms of how much space it takes up when you charge is much smaller, and it has like the click-on magnet technology, which makes it less likely to get bumped and dislodged when you're expecting it to be charging. And I know this sounds like a small thing, but for me, if you told me that the image quality between the probes was the same and the only difference was this charger, I think I'd make the jump anyways. It brings me so much relief to know that the probe won't get knocked over, to know that I don't need a ton of desk space in order to get it charged. Makes that satisfying click sound. I'm a big fan. So anyways, really happy and excited to be using the iQ3. You should try it out.